What is up everyone, welcome out to the week 3 Pickems video for the PBA. I'm actually recording this the same day that I uploaded the week 2 battles, because these mans are already in the scheduling page, like scheduling their matches for tomorrow. So I want to make sure they don't already know the outcomes for the matches, so I'm going to do them now. As you can see in the first matchup, we have Alyssa, the coach of the Boston Snoms, on the right side, and we have Surfernape, or Surfnape, whatever you would like to call them. I suppose I can't say either of their names. The coach of the Dreamt City Gallipods, or on their logo it says town, but on their team name it says city. I don't know, but right now we're looking at Surfernape's team, or Surfernape. Whatever, we're looking at the Dream City Glycerbots team. They got Hatterini, G-Max, Terrakion, Mandibuzz, Flygon, Escavalier, Chandelure with Lantern, Roselia, and Avalok, and Credent. Okay, right now, the coach, Surfernape, is currently 1-on-1 with a +2 differential, and they are in playoffs. Obviously, that can change because we have a bunch more weeks left, but right now, 1-on-1. One that I believe lost the first week, but won the second week. So that is interesting. Obviously, okay. So, next up, we have Elisa, or Alyssa. Sorry, I keep saying their name wrong. The coach of the Boston Snoms. We'll go over to their team, which they have G-Max or Beetle. They have Dracovish. Doug Trio actually got changed out. Jesus, I'm gonna have to update these. Okay, I updated them all. Some of them have like yellow stuff over them because now I gotta update them all every time there's a transaction, and that makes sense. But yeah, okay, because I saved them in screenshots and uploaded through, put them into the OBS. So every time there's a transaction, I'm going to have to make a new screenshot and replace the old screenshot. So yeah, the transactions that were made today, we're going into week 3, that will be active week 3, and this is week 3, is, they traded away their Doug Trio for Hippowdon, and later on we'll see what another coach does. So yeah. Actually, looking at it, okay, now let's look over the matchup. I don't know if I even went through the Pokemon. G-Max or Beetle, Dracovish, Hippowdon, Bronzong, Salazzle, Galarian, Cofagrigus, whatever the hell that man's name is, Aldegos, Togetic, Helios, and a Passimian. Okay, now that is their match. Why didn't I already have this in? We're going to the docker now to actually look at some stuff of some standings. Alright, so Alyssa, whatever you want to call her, or him, I don't know, alright, whatever you want to call them, they are currently at the bottom of the standings. Now, considering Zombie was the one to pick them out, to join the league, I'm thinking there's still also, was it Zombie? I don't think it was Zombie, shit, okay. I have zero idea. If it was Zombie, I'm sorry, Zombie. Because of the Boston Storms, I'm pretty sure they were also in the ADL. Were they? Were they in the ADL? ADL. Yes, they were in the ADL. Okay. Which is a draft league that I was a part of. I'm pretty sure they did really nice over there as well. So, I'm expecting them to make a comeback soon. I don't know if it's going to be in this matchup. But now let's just look over at the matchup on what I actually think of what's going to happen. Okay, that's a lot of words. I'm glad that they're both right next to each other on the draft/rosters page. I see Dracovish doing a lot from Melissa's though. Snubs. The only real counter to that is like possibly banded Terrakion, but even then you can run Scarf Dracovish, which you'd have to out through the Scarf Terrakion. I mean, Mandibuzz can also kinda eat up those attacks though, because Mandibuzz is a very bulky Pokemon. Like Max HP, Max Physical Defense is very bulky. You also have a Helios for that though. I mean, Lantern is there, which could be a problem for Dracovish, considering like your counter to that is Hippowdon or the Galarian Cofagrigus, whatever that man's name is. But it can also just Hydro Pump both of them. I suppose it's still weak to ground type attacks. But it can also just eat up Heliolisk or Dracovish attacks with either Water Absorb or Volt Absorb. Now let's look on the opposite side of what Surfnape can do against Elisa. I'm looking at Hatterene Trick Room. I'm not sure if Hatterene gets like Shadow Ball or something, but if it does, that's very good for the Orbeetle or anything that the Orbeetle really. Mystical Fire. Manabuzz could be very nice with knockoff and items from the Galarian Cofagrigus. I suppose also knocking off like a Passimian Scarf. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Considering just last week, I believe it was, in week 2, that Surfnape won with his Terrakion. I believe. I think, right? Yeah, with a 5-0 victory. It was a big victory over Skinny Biscuit right there. I'm gonna go with the Snoms, though. Alisa. I'm gonna go with a 3-0. I feel like the offensive power, I mean, Lantern is there, though, but I think there's, like, options to deal with it, though. Yeah, I'm gonna go the Boston Snoms, a 3-0 victory over the Drain City Gallipods for week 3. Okay, there we go. Next matchup of the night that we're gonna have is Zardes versus Caitlyn. Which we're gonna find out on this matchup who is gonna be the top person in the league at that moment in time. Because nobody else has a 2-0 victory right now, other than Caitlyn and Zardes. They both have exact same differential on 5 differential right now, both 2-0, and both first place in the league. So, whoever loses goes down, obviously, gets their first last of the season. And then the other person is basically, top in the league right now. Because nobody else has 0 losses after this week. Because everyone has already else taken a loss. If one of them wins, alright? Which we know someone is going to win. So once someone wins, the other person, the winner, alright, is going to be undefeated. And everyone else has at least 1 loss. Alright? So, top of the league, right there. Nobody can beat that, record. Alright, no one can dethrone that record. Now, obviously, they can give Caitlyn more losses, and that would give someone else the advantage that has less losses at that moment in time to be able to step up to the plate. But right now, Caitlyn or Zardes would be the top of the league when they win. So, who do I think I was going? I'm not really sure because we didn't see that much of Zardes in, week 2, obviously, because they didn't participate because of Kieran exiting out. Also, on Oshawad's team, I do that 0 order thing yellow. That's because I made a transaction earlier in the season. Don't mind it, alright? It doesn't mean anything. The yellow doesn't mean it's a special Pokemon, alright? So, again, wait, I hate it when it does that. It, like, switches something. I don't know. Let's look at this matchup on paper. I see G-Max Charizard doing a lot, but you still got that Gigalith, and that can also do a ton of things. Same with the Vikavolt, because like Energy Ball and Seismitoad, Vileplume as well. So it's a very different kind of matchup, because like one Pokemon does great, and then they have a Pokemon to counter it. I think this is going to be the week that Toxicity puts in work. I believe they haven't bring it yet. No, they haven't bring it yet. So I feel like this might be the week that Toxicity puts in work, because as long as it's not like specs, then it doesn't put in work. Because if you spam Thunderbolt, if Zero Aura comes in, gets the Volt Absorb, or Seismitoad comes in. But if it's like Life Orb or something that boosts its attacking stats or something like that, it's a fine Pokemon, even Heavy Duty Boots, but I don't know what your strategy, maybe not to get poisoned by toxic spikes, I don't know. But I can also see a Calm Mind set up Espeon from the Oshawott team. I believe, has Caitlyn bring Ferroseed yet? Don't think so yet. Okay, so Ferroseed hasn't came, which might be the weeks that Ferroseed also comes. Obviously, then you have to watch out for Vileplume, able to like absorb those leech seeds. And also Goodra with Sap Sipper, so maybe it's not the best option. I'm not sure. Also Sticky Webs on Orbeetle, able to slow down Escadrille in Sand. But then you have a team like Toxicity, Vikavolt, Snorlax, something like that, right? Or Sand Escadrille with Toxicity. That's already putting in work, right? And then you add a few more Pokemon like Vileplume, maybe Cincino, Duskulops, and if Zardes can work around it really nicely, they could pick up the win. But I'm going to go with Caitlyn. I'm going to go with Caitlyn with a 2-0 victory. I think it's going to be very close. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Caitlyn. Yeah, I think I just believe in them because they bit Zombie the first week, which I was just unbelieved by. I don't even know if that's a word, but it was unbelievable in my eyes. So, I mean, I'm not saying nobody can beat Zombie, but it's a very elite player, in my personal opinion. And it was big that Caitlyn was able to dethrone him. So, let's get into the next matchup for week 3. This, again, is going to be a very interesting matchup. We have Shine Spray in one corner, and then we have Skinny Biscuit, which Shine Sprite is higher in the standings currently, but we have seen a transaction play by Skinny Biscuit. He traded out his Mimikyu for a Dugtrio that Elise, boy, no, I can't go that far. Alyssa, how you say it? Trade out for the Powdon, and then it's gonna just put that bad boy up, which you can see by the core amounts of his team does pretty nicely, you know. Now got 3 Arena Trap Pokemon in Trapinch, Dugtrio, and Gothitelle, and looking a little bit better in my personal opinion. I don't know if it's going to phase him away though, because having no Fairy type, that's going to be interesting to see. If no Fairy type to handle those dragons. I mean, you still got a Lapras, but not sure. We're having some dragon types like Haxorus with close combat and stuff, and lots of dragon types having very good coverage moves, whether it's like Electric Thunderbolt, Thunder Punch, or something like a fighting type move. Don't know how good, but I suppose we'll see. But Shine Sprite on the other hand, right now, Skinny Biscuit is 7th, but that is not 100% because the first place is tied, so logically he is 8th, but right now, because we don't know who is actually number 1 between Caitlyn and Zardes, they are 7th. Skinny Biscuit is currently 1-1. I believe they won their first match and lost their second match. Yeah, they beat Visiclone with a 1-0 victory, and then they lost to Surfnape in week number 2 with a 5-0 loss, which is pretty big loss. So yeah. So yeah. That's some weird shit right there. And Shine Sprite, on the other hand, is currently 1-1 with a 0 differential. Just number 0, and Skinny Biscuit has -4, so that's the difference between there. But they're both 1-1, so it could go either way. Right? Yeah, Shine Sprite is 1-1. No, I'm switching up Shine Sprite and Cheez-Its. Oh my god, no. Shine Sprite is 1-1 with a -2 differential. So they're very close. Shine Sprite beating Surf Nabe, actually. Who was the person that bet Skinny Biscuit by a 5-0. Shine Sprite was able to dethrone them. So that's interesting. Which I believe Shine Sprite, the guy with the ninja skit, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was voting him on. During that matchup, so dethroning them with the baton pass setup with the Glade, which I don't know if that's gonna phase. I mean, maybe now, since the Mimikyu is gone. Mimikyu would have very much done against the Glade, actually, seeing it now. But now let's look at the teams. Alright, Shine Sprite has a Duraludon, Gengar, Obstagoon, Ninjask, Torkoal, Venusaur, Rapidash, Galarian, Wishcash, Gallade, and Rotom Fan. And Skinny Biscuit has a Lapras, G-Max, Gothitelle, Dugtrio, Durant, Rotom-Mow, Umbreon, Trapinch, Colossal, Drampa, and Marini on their team. Now, when I straight away look at this, I see Dugtrio put in work. But then I see the Ninjask, Gallade stuff come in, and then Skinny just loses. Alright? Like, I'm sorry, but you kinda lose to that Gallade setup. Like, plus speed on Ninjask sends it over to the Gallade under a substitute. And then Gallade starts swords dancing under that sub, and you start losing the plot. The only thing that I see is your counter to that is if you can break down that substitute and you can hit a trick on the Rotom-Mow, like making him spam swords dance or something like that. I don't know. Don't really know. I mean, does Parasong go through substitute? Let me know that. Because if then, I suppose Lapras is a good play. If you have enough physical defensive investment to live a close combat or a drain punch, whatever you think is coming. I suppose Gothitelle is also nice, but I know Gallade gets a lot of coverage. What can Skinny Biscuit do offensively against this team? Lapras and Dugtrio put in work. So I would just say if you can't deal with the Gallade, try to shut down the Ninjask before he can even switch. Like you have a Rotom-Mow that can Volt Switch. You have a Colossal. You have a Drapinch, a Drampa that has good coverage like Fire Blast and Thunderbolt. And you have a Lapras with Ice Beam. That's some nice coverage moves right there to take out the Ninjask before it can even attack you. Right. Again, what's your kind of Wish Catch? The Dragon Dance? Not a lot. I'm sorry, Skinny, but just because of your matchup, I'm gonna say Shine Sprite. I'm only saying Shine Sprite with a 3-0. Alright? Like, prove me wrong, Skinny, and you're my friend, and all that, but like, you just don't have a good matchup, really, against a few of these mons that can just set up. Prove me wrong, and I will vote for you next week, actually, depending on who you're facing. But, prove me wrong, and I will be very impressed with you, alright? even bring some tech if you need to deal with that ninja so bad. I fucking raid card some shit. I don't know. But prove me wrong, Skinny. But MSA shines bright with a 3-0 victory. Because I just think the power of setup is just very good, you know. Yeah, okay, let's go to the next matchup for week 3. Okay, next matchup of week 3 is Cheez-Its versus Zombie. So, Zombie having a Grimmsnarl G-Max, a Dragapult, Reuniclus, Silvally, Vaporeon, Piloswine, Girder, Drapion, Togedemaru, and Braviary. And Cheez-Its having a G-Max, Gengar, Clefable, Bisharp, Arcanine, Noivern, Mudsdale, Hitmontop, Quillfish, Sigilith, and a Gourgeist. This is going to be one of the hardest matches to actually do a Pickems on, because, like, Gengar goes hard against his team, right? Goes crazy against Zombie's team, kinda, alright? Like, spam Shadow Ball, just put some work on the entire team, and then leftover one that can do, like, other Pokemon. Like, for instance, if you go for Shadow Ball, they switch in Drapion, you got an easy switch into Mudsdale, unless you're scared of, like, Toxic Spice or something. Which even then, you can just take away them with the Gengar. And then if you go for Shadow Ball and Gengar, Grimmsnarl comes in, you have a Clefable. But then again, you got a Dragapult right there, which really just puts in work against Cheez-Its team. I mean, Sludge Wave. Wait. I keep forgetting what typing this man is. For a second, I thought it was Ghost Poison. Okay, then maybe Clefable is a very good option for that Dragapult. Also, Unaware Clefable, very good for, like, a setup for Reuniclus. Bisharp, very nice in the matchup as well. You just gotta watch out for that Girder, actually. I don't think I'm gonna overthink this. I'm gonna go with Cheez-Its. But I first want to look at these people's standings. Cheez-Its right now is 5th place, but logically, again, for the double first place thing, is 6th, with 1-1 with a 0 differential, and Zombie is 3rd place, logically 4th place, with a 1-1 with a +3 differential. So, they're very close, only with a 3 differential in that way. Zombie losing first week, Zombie winning the week after, and Cheez-Its winning first week, and then against Kieran, who got replaced, so, and then losing last week against Caitlyn, which is the first loss that Zombie actually had, in the league, so, Cheez-Its losing by a 3-0, Zombie losing by a 2-0. They're very close players, but I think Cheez-Its. I'm gonna go with a 2-0 by Cheez-Its. Now if Zombie comes back with a 6-0 against Cheez-Its, I'm gonna be very surprised. But I mean, I like people proving me wrong, right? So yeah, let's get in the next matchup of the week. Okay, so the last match of week 3 is Visiclone versus whatever the hell this replace Sinonide, alright. Sinonide, the coach of the All-Star Umbreons, versus Visiclone, the coach of the Sydney Shamans. So, All-Star Umbreons are the replacement of Kieran, the coach of the Tampa Bay Tyrannotors. They exited out of the league. I talked about it in the Pickems video from last week. Don't need to explain it any further. So, they did a few changes. They changed up the Glaceon, that was previously a Clefairy. And then they also changed out the Mantine into a Gastrodon. They didn't do any, like, hardcore, hey, G-Max, you out, Corviknight, you out, Dragozolt, you out, you know. They're sticking with few of the mods, which I respect, right? But, Visiclone right now is doing okay. He's doing okay. Alright, they lost week 1, but I'm pretty sure they won last week with a big ass and 6-0 win. It was the first week they lost to Skinny Biscuit with a little bit of RNG in it, but they did lose to Skinny Biscuit. Do I not have... Where's Kieran? Kieran, there we go. I still hasn't changed this to the other guys. I'm literally writing in their name. In this. I'm gonna change up the Pokemon. I haven't edited this since the Pickems, the last Pickems video. Right? Let me do this. Alright, wait. Live editing, everyone. Here we go. Okay, so All-Star Rounds having Snorlax, G-Max, Corviknight, Dragozolt, Gardevoir, Gastrodon, Virizion, Rhydon, Turtonator, Glaceon, and Meowstic. And the Sydney Shamans, Visiclone having G-Max, Corviknight, Necrozma, Cinderace, Milotic, Tisserina, Cursula, Aromatisse, Raichu, Dubwall, and Frostlass. Now, the question is, can Visiclone do what he did in week 2, which is the Necrozma setup, and transfer it over to this? I'm not sure, because we got a few bulkier Pokemon around here. We got Snorlax, we got Corviknight, and we have Meowstic, which is not much of a defensive Pokemon, but it can take, some stored powered hit. I believe it also, I'm not sure which one of these Pokemon get, like, Haze or something. Gastrodon has probably got it. I'm not gonna check, though. Something to just get rid of that, get rid of those Calmine stuff they were doing. They did, like, Baton Pass Double. So if they can find out a way how to take away that, then All-Star Umbreons. I mean, when I look at this team, I can't just stop thinking about Kieran. And I don't know the playstyle of this new coach, the All-Star Umbreons. So I feel I'm going to vote on Visiclone, but I want the All-Star Umbreons to prove me wrong and prove to me what they can do in this league, right? I want them to show me what they can do by trying to defeat one of the better players in this draft league, right? I want them to see. So I'm going to vote on Visiclone. I'm only going to go with a 2-0, though. I know that Visiclone can probably do better, though. But I want to push my luck, right? Because I'm hoping that this new coach puts in some work, alright? Even if they lose, I hope they make a statement, alright, to all the other coaches that, hey, I'm an actual threat in this league. Because of Kieran, the All-Star Umbreons are already 0-2. So they've already lost twice, because the first week Kieran actually lost, and the second week because he, exited out of the league. We gave Zard Ace the forfeit win, before actually we invited a replacement coach. So obviously I'm hoping they can bring it back. As it's like, I just joined the league and I start to lose. It's kind of terrible. Hoping they can get it back. I haven't looked at offensive threats like I did in the last ones, because I'm just gonna vote Visiclone and hope that the All-Star Umbreons vote me wrong, because that is amazing. Alright, I'm gonna talk about it a little bit then. Milotic does nice, but there is a Virizion right there that Kieran never used, and I feel like maybe the All-Star Umbreons have some plans up this league with that. I mean, it's also the strategy of Corviknight versus Corviknight. Don't know which one is gonna win out of that. Because obviously both of them get roost and bulk and stuff like that. Also, Gastrodon very good for the Cinderace. Glaceon was a very interesting Pokemon that they picked up. Possibly they don't have a fighting type to handle Double, so I don't know what the strategy for that is gonna be. I suppose also Rhydon does nice. Yeah, Snorlax also has very good coverage for Cinderace, but I suppose Cinderace does get a high jump kick, and so does Tisserina, so it's like, maybe bringing Protector wouldn't be a dumb idea, it'd be very smart. You also got the immunity in case of like toxics, Cursula, I don't know. Milotic. So that's gonna be the pick-ons video for week 3. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and also subscribe if you aren't already. To be, all sorts. Turn those notifications on so you be updated whenever I upload. And if you subscribe, you'll be able to be on this awesome journey for me in Draft League. Yeah, and peace out, guys, or girls. I always say guys because it's just in my knowledge, alright? It's weird saying ladies and gentlemen, alright? Listen to me, I'm not normal to saying that, alright? Hope you guys, this is what it sounds like, right? Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully, you ladies and gentlemen enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh. I'm cracking up laughing right now, alright? Just because it's saying, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to click that notification button. It's weird for me, right? Like, obviously, if I'm talking to an individual person, or about an individual person, like Caitlyn, I will prefer to, I would talk to them, be like her, right? I would say she could bring etc, etc, etc to the matchup because I'm talking to a cool group of people. I am not normal to saying ladies and gentlemen in my videos because I'm not like a public speaker or something. I don't know. Alright, peace out, guys, and hope you enjoy the video.